Philippines has taken another decisive step in modernizing its naval forces, acquired 2 new guided missiles from South Korea's leading shipbuilder.
What's happening in the waters around the Philippines isn't just routine modernization. It's a calculated response to a changing and increasingly dangerous maritime reality. As pressure builds in the South China Sea, the Philippines is making a deliberate choice to move from vulnerability to visibility, from aging stopgaps to real deterrence. For years, the country's Navy struggled to project power beyond its shoreline, relying on worn-out ships that symbolize necessity rather than strength. Now that picture is changing fast. New warships, fresh industrial partnerships, and a sharper strategic focus are redefining how Manila defends its waters and positions itself in a region where presence matters as much as firepower. What follows is not just a story of ships being built, but of a nation reshaping its role in one of the world's most contested seas. South Korea is now firmly planted at the center of the Philippines' bold naval comeback, one that's reshaping the balance of power in Southeast Asian waters. The Philippine Navy is undergoing its most dramatic transformation in generations, shifting from an aging, hand-me-down fleet to a modern, combat-ready maritime force built for real-world deterrence. At the heart of this transformation are South Korean shipbuilders, whose advanced warships are fast becoming the backbone of Manila's long-term naval strategy. This push didn't come out of nowhere. Rising tensions and repeated standoffs with China in the South China Sea have forced the Philippines to rethink its defenses at sea. Faced with mounting pressure in its own waters, Manila has moved quickly to replace obsolete vessels with newly built warships capable of protecting territory, enforcing sovereignty, and operating in contested environments for extended periods. A defining moment arrived in December 2025 with the commissioning of BRP Diego Silang, the second of 2 guided missile frigates built by Hyundai Heavy Industries. Its entry into service followed just 6 months after its sister ship, BRP Miguel Malvar, highlighting the rapid pace at which the Philippine Navy is closing long-standing capability gaps. These frigates mark a turning point. Unlike the lightly armed ships of the past, they deliver true combat power. Armed with MICA vertical launch surface-to-air missiles from European defense firm MBDA, and Sea Star anti-ship missiles developed by South Korea's LIG Next One, the vessels give the Philippines credible air defense and strike capability for the first time in its naval history. Cutting-edge radar, electronic warfare systems, and modern command and control networks allow the ships to fight, survive, and coordinate in high-threat maritime zones. Together, they represent a quantum leap in naval warfare capability. The $550 million deal for the 2 frigates is only the opening chapter. Hyundai is already building 6 additional offshore patrol vessels for the Philippine Navy, bringing the total number of modern ships under contract to 10. And the partnership is far from over. Defense officials have confirmed plans to acquire 2 more frigates, worth an estimated $578 million before weapons, again with Hyundai emerging as the frontrunner. The reason is strategic as much as technical. Using common ship designs across the fleet simplifies training, maintenance, logistics, and combat system integration, dramatically improving readiness and sustainability over time. This modernization drive is being fueled by real-world confrontations. In December 2025, the Philippine Coast Guard reported multiple hostile encounters with Chinese maritime militia and Coast Guard ships near Sabina Shoal. Incidents included water cannons fired at Philippine fishing vessels operating inside the country's exclusive economic zone. Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr. didn't mince words, publicly denouncing Beijing's actions as reckless, destabilizing, and in clear violation of international maritime law. Taken together, these developments signal more than just new ships entering service. They reflect a strategic awakening, one in which the Philippines is determined to defend its waters, modernize its forces, and ensure that its Navy is no longer a bystander, but a capable and credible player in one of the world's most contested seas. These confrontations are no longer rare, they're becoming routine, and each one exposes just how vulnerable the Philippines remains in heavily contested waters. The message is clear. Without a stronger, more capable naval presence, deterrence is weak, and long-term patrol operations are hard to sustain. For decades, the Philippine Navy leaned heavily on retired ships handed down by foreign allies. Those vessels filled urgent gaps, but they came at a cost. Aging hulls demanded constant repairs, delivered limited combat power, and created serious logistical headaches. What once looked like a practical solution slowly became a strategic liability. Any modern Navy has to move beyond second-hand ships, said Rommel Judong, former vice commander of the Philippine Navy. Used vessels eventually create logistics and sustainability problems. A credible fleet must be designed for long-term operations, not short-term survival. That shift is now underway. Naval modernization has become a cornerstone of the Armed Forces of the Philippines' Capability Upgrade Program, as the military pivots from internal security missions to full-scale territorial defense. Over the next decade, the government plans to invest roughly $35 billion in modern fighter aircraft, missile systems, surveillance platforms, and advanced warships, an effort aimed squarely at protecting national sovereignty. But the transformation goes beyond buying hardware. Industrial cooperation is emerging as a critical piece of the strategy. In September 2025, Hyundai began commercial ship operations at Subic Bay, marking its first major industrial foothold in the Philippines. The Philippine Navy already uses part of the former naval base for ship maintenance and repairs, and Hyundai has signaled interest in turning the site into a regional shipbuilding and logistics hub for Southeast Asia. Subic Bay's location makes it a strategic prize. Just 90 kilometers from Manila and near the resource-rich waters of the South China Sea, it was once home to a major U.S. naval base and could soon reclaim its role as a key maritime stronghold. Defense planners see the shipyard's revival as a game-changer. It's not just about economic growth, it's about self-reliance. Building a domestic industrial base capable of sustaining a modern fleet strengthens readiness, shortens supply lines, and ensures the Navy can keep operating even during crises or conflict. In short, the Philippines isn't just modernizing its ships, it's laying the foundation for a Navy built to last, operate independently, and defend its waters in an increasingly unpredictable region. As each new ship joins the fleet and industrial ties grow stronger, the Philippines is quietly but decisively redefining its role at sea. What was once a lightly armed coastal force is evolving into a Navy capable of defending national waters, standing shoulder to shoulder with allies, and maintaining a constant presence in disputed maritime zones. This momentum is about more than hardware. The deepening partnership with South Korea goes far beyond the delivery of warships. It signals a long-term strategic alignment, one that weaves together military modernization, industrial growth, and regional security planning. In one of the world's most hotly contested maritime regions, that alignment is helping reshape the balance of power and ensuring the Philippines is no longer reacting to events at sea, but prepared to shape them. In the end, the Philippines' naval transformation offers more than a snapshot of new ships entering service. It opens a broader conversation about how nations adapt when their security environment changes. Modernization, partnerships, and industrial growth are not instant solutions, but they are signals of intent and direction. As the Philippines continues to invest in its Navy and deepen cooperation with partners like South Korea, the real question becomes how these efforts will shape stability, cooperation, and deterrence in the years ahead. In a region where every movement at sea carries weight, understanding these shifts helps explain not only where the Philippines is going, but how maritime security in Southeast Asia may continue to evolve.